All right, so I've got the wheels that I'm going to use on the bag trailer here, and I want to run moon discs on the trailer to match the car. So here's our new steel wheel, and what I have to do is lay out where to put our quarter turn or our Dzus fastener tabs. And to do that, I have a moon disc that this area is cut out so I can go ahead and use the fastener to hold the tab, and then I can come in and weld it, and they line up. So to do that on this other wheel, first thing I have to do is I'm going to pull the valve stem, and then I'm going to use our cutaway disc to mark where our tabs are going to go, and I'll clean off the paint, and we'll move forward from there. So now that we have the paint cleaned off these areas where we're going to weld our tabs on, I need to assemble the tabs. So I have to take our regular tab right there and our spring that goes on the back, and a popper of it holds those on. So I'm going to go ahead and pre-assemble those. That way I can use our quarter turn fastener here to hold everything together while I weld the tabs to the rim itself. Now that we have our little assemblies here of our quarter turn tabs, I can go ahead and install those using our disc here, and it'll hold the tab into place. And I'll do that on all three of these, and then we can center it up in our rim here. Then I can come in and I'll tack these edges here, and then I'll come back and I'll weld them solid, and then this part will be wrapped up. You can see that we've got our tabs in here, and there's a little bit of a gap, but as long as the gap is pretty even on all of them, it's about what we have to deal with. So I'm getting them kind of squared up to the edge here, pretty close. And now we're ready to turn the welder on, and we'll come in and we'll tack these outside corners. And I'll just use a larger filler rod to help bridge that gap. Since it's not really structural, it's just holding the tab itself on. That'll work. Ideally, I would like it to be a tighter gap, but the only other option would be to make my own custom tabs that are a little bit longer. And at that point, the Dzus isn't worth the squeeze, since all it's doing is holding the disc on. Got it all welded up, and we'll pull our fixture disc off. And our wheels are all welded up, both, left and right. So from here, what I have to do is I'm going to drill these rivets back out and take the springs off, and then I'll send the wheels out and have them powder coated. And the reason I'm going to take the spring off is because I hate how it looks with the pop rivet and the spring being powder coated. So you can do it either way, but that's what I'm going to do. So I'll get these taken apart and sent off to be powder coated. So I got the wheels back from powder coat and just got them done in white because it's pretty plain, simple, and it's just a trailer wheel. And then I came in where the seam is here, and I went ahead and put a bead of silicone just because the powder coat can't get all the way down where they're pressed together and welded. So I wanted to seal that up. So I've got it in the tire machine because it's going to hold the rim for me while I put the valve stem back in. And I'm going to go ahead and put our rivets back in that hold the springs for our Dzus or quarter turn fasteners. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put our valve stem back in, which is pretty simple. You just put it through the hole and put the valve core tool on there and pop it right back through. So first I'm going to come in with a hand drill and just clean out the powder coat that's in our rivet holes here, just to make it easier. And now we can pop rivet the clips back on. And now it's time to throw the tire on. All right, so we've got the tire on, and now I'll set the moon cap on it and see how it looks. So this is a spare moon disc I have. And that's what it'll look like on the car, or on the trailer. So next up, I got one more wheel to do, and then I can set these aside until I'm ready to mount them on the trailer.